do you think having a female best friend, you have to be cautious with that because again, those feelings develop.
If this person is your best friend, and if you're getting along with them well, why not tell them how you feel? Why not open, the game? And if this person is mature enough to where they don't like you, but they don't want to ruin your friendship, they will find the right words to, approach you and say, oh, hey, listen, I like you, you're a good friend of mine, unfortunately we can't take this into any further than a friendship, so it's all on how mature the person is, on how the person, how the other person approaches, attitude.
I think with that said, it depends on how much the first one likes the other one. Because if that guy really truly loves her, he's gonna be really heartbroken, and maybe he can't take it. Maybe he's like, okay, well, yeah, I guess we can try, and then a month later he's like, I'm really heartbroken, I can't take it anymore.
Right, yeah. I mean, it all depends on the person. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a whole ticking time bomb thing, if you ask me, to where this scenario will happen, to where one has to approach the other, and say, hey, listen, fortunately this doesn't happen, unless, like the scenario that you put in, like let's say, you're best friend with a girl that happens to be dating somebody, then all of a sudden you already have that mental, block that tells you this person is already with somebody else, off limits, right then and there. If the girl's single and the guy's single, believe me, I honestly think it's all a matter of time before, this issue is gonna be brought up, and like Ross said, at one point, it all depends on who likes each other, more.
If you're both single, there's no reason that if one person has deep feelings for the other person, there's no reason you should not tell that person.
Yeah.
You should completely tell that person. It's completely different if it's, that person's in a relationship. Keep it to yourself, because that's kind of weird. Yeah. But if you're single, like, what are you gonna expect out of that? You know what I mean? Like, I really like you. It's like, that's cool. I'm gonna go hang out with my boyfriend. Like, it would just be awkward and ruin it for no reason. But if you're both single and you say it, and the other person unfortunately says, I don't feel the same way about you, if you part ways and you're not best friends anymore, how are you best friends in the first place? I think it's such a minuscule thing that you can overcome. You can be like, okay, well, I had feelings for you, you don't have the same feelings, let's just get past it, move on, that's cool, whatever.
Exactly.
Or if you're the one that feels like you just told someone how you felt, they don't feel the same way, and you don't think you can be their friend anymore without dialing down your feelings, then that's up to you to leave or not.
Yeah.
Right. Then again, it goes again to, level of maturity, how comfortable the person is with one another, and I think that, if all works out well, there could be happy endings to this, either this, let's say, this guy and this girl, either they end up in a relationship or they end up toning it down, for their own sake, yet keep that friendship, win-win. But, the same way it can, there's two good scenarios. It can go down pretty dirty too, to where you get into an argument, they're not friends anymore, and it just ruins everything. So it all depends on the person's level, level of maturity.
But see, if you're not gonna, like, what are you gonna do if you have feelings and you don't say anything? Like, you're just gonna keep pining for that person. How do you know they don't feel the same way? If you don't go for it, you could just sit there and be best friends and ruin it.
You gotta say
in my personal opinion, and this is very biased, my opinion. Always tell someone how you feel directly. Like, I have never been the type to play games with girls or, chase or whatever. Like, if I like you, I'm gonna straight up be like, hey, I like you, I want to hang out with you more, I want to get to know you some more. But if they're not cool with that, fine. But at least I said how I felt and got a response back, instead of sitting here being like, oh, I wonder, do they like me?
Don't sit there, just say something. Wondering that what if, it's that what if, and it's that what if that
kills us, It eats at you, and then you never know, and then what if at that time that person was feeling something, but you wait because you're like, oh, I don't know, and then later on they're just like, oh, no, I don't like you like that, but I did, and you're like, oh, shit.
Exactly. Exactly. Or even like he said, even worse.
That's even worse than being told no, I don't feel those things about you. It's like, wait, before when I could have said something, and now.
Now check this out. I believe it's the same thing, for girls. I don't know, you have a lot of girls that believe that, oh, we're just supposed to catch these signs that they throw
Oh, yeah.
out at us. You know, these signs of interest. You know what I mean? And then, granted, we may not be able to pick that up, but they
Some
should
guys
be.
can, some guys
You know,
can.
some
Yeah.
guys can, some guys can't. That's what I'm trying to
Some
say.
guys don't want to. I know I don't want to.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I know a
But
guy
you
that
know,
can't pick up a single hint. Like,
I-
you'll give him like thousands of hints, he'll be like completely, but it just goes out of his face.
right, yeah. But then
He's
again,
like, what, she was flirting with me? When? I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Like, he'll tell me that, like,
Right.
you were right there.
I mean, it's okay for girls to take the initiative too. That's what I'm
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
say. You know what I mean? Like if they're on that scenario to where they're wondering what if, come out and then let that person know.
Be
I
the
mean,
one
the
to
worst,
speak up.
exactly.
Don't wait for
the
them.
worst thing that can happen. I mean, really, there is no worst case scenario
Yeah.
here. I mean, the
If you're
person
really
may be
best
like,
friends, there can't be
yeah,
a
exactly.
fair
The person
Yeah.
can be like, oh, hey, I'm sorry, but this isn't how it is. There shouldn't be that fear of ruining that friendship if you've already trust each other enough to where
Yeah, it's like-
you think you guys are best friends.
It's like whenever people
You know?
are like, oh, go talk to that chick, and it's like, I don't know that girl at all.
right.
What if she rejects me? That could be this. It could be the same thing with the best friends thing, but you're best friends, so why are you afraid of the rejection? Just
Exactly.
go for it.
95% of the time, that's another statistic.
On Facebook?
On Facebook,
Yeah.
another Facebook
Yeah.
statistic. 95% of the time, if a girl was to ever approach a guy and say, hey, listen, I feel such way for you, and the guy doesn't return those feelings, he's gonna get over it after the period in that sentence. As far as me, if I'm approached by someone, they tell me, oh, here's how I feel about you. I don't feel the same way. I'm not gonna be like, oh, here they come. Oh, yeah, she,
They make it all.
I don't know.
The dudes are different.
Hey,
Like,
how-
girls let it pine in their mind, and they're like, well, what if he does this, and what if he does that, and what if they just start crying. Like, it's not
And then they start crying.
Yeah, girls do that a lot.
and they're like, why do you feel like this? It's just, dudes, I agree, dudes are different. Dudes are just like, this is how I
Right, yeah.
feel, do what they can buy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And to go,
Only if the girl approaches you, that just means that she's that much more independent, and then you're
Yeah.
like, and the guy could be like, oh, whoa, hold on, I'm being approached.
Yeah,
She must actually mean something. I feel
Oh, yeah.
great being approached.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
You could be approached
It feels
too.
good. I mean, just like anybody likes to receive compliments. I mean, going back
Yeah,
to what we were
receiving a
saying,
compliment, yeah.
like when we were saying, us approaching a coworker, when they did something, to their hair or whatever, they're like, oh, hey, like nice hairdo, I'm like, oh, thanks, They may, just say it, oh, thanks like that, but they really appreciate it,
Right.
and that's the same thing for guys,
Yeah.
We like to be approached on too, like we like to be told, oh, hey,
That might make me like the girl.
Good,
Yeah. And I'm like, like, oh, do you like me? I didn't.
Until you-
Until you-
See, I think like, girls don't compliment guys as much because it's still in that old-timey thing where it's
There's
like
something we
guys
have to
aren't
do.
supposed to say their feelings, you're not supposed to talk a lot, you're just supposed to grunt and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But dudes actually like compliments.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dudes like compliments. Dudes like compliments. Dudes like compliments.
Dudes
We
love
like
compliments.
We like compliments, yes.
It's the girls that are usually like, does my hair look pretty? Does this skirt look good on me? It's like, stop bitching. We'll give you a compliment, but sometimes dudes like it back. Like, of course, I'm not gonna ask about, like, do these pants look awesome on me? Like, guys don't care about
Like,
that.
Vinny,
But
look into my eyes.
how great is my view?
Look at this. Just to bring up this funny story, and then we'll move on to the next question. When it comes to me, I don't pick up the subtle hints. True story. Me and Vinny were working one day, and it was like a soccer mom or something, and she's there at the front desk, and she's just talking to me, and she's talking to me, and she's like, oh yeah, I forgot what she was saying. In the back of my mind, I'm like,
Great
man,
job.
I wasn't listening, so but I'm like, man, I wonder what I'm gonna eat today. Just I wasn't really thinking. So she leaves, and then Vinny comes up, and he's like, bro, that chick.
totally hitting on this guy.
She
But dude, I'm the same way,
wants your
like-
balls.
like,
And I'm like, oh, she was? It's like, yeah, did you catch that?
Dude, I'm the same way. Like,
Yeah,
I'll talk to
yeah.
anyone. I'll talk to a Walmart cashier for 10 minutes about nothing, like about knives or like silverware or
About
something.
knives.
Like, whatever, I don't care. And she's like, oh, these paper bags so great. And I'm like, yeah, let's talk about paper bags. She's like, I can talk about anything. So if a girl's like talking to me continuously, I'm not gonna pick up on that. I'm like, hey, she likes conversation. It's, it's different.
right, yeah.
It's not. Girls are like they catch on a lot more. But if a girl comes up to a dude, it's just like, oh, you just want to talk? That's cool. Let's talk.
Exactly. And I want to pick it up. I'm like, I wonder why she was stroking that banana the entire time.
That's not so subtle. That's a little obvious.